Hello everyone, good morning. Myself Mullidhar Reddy. I'm a DevOps consultant and solution architect. Now we are going to discussing about upstream and downstream job in Jenkins. Let's see the demo so that you will get some idea. So for that one, right, first you need to be understand what is upstream and what is downstream job. In Jenkins, upstream and downstream are refers to the relation between jobs in pipeline. Let's take example, you have a upstream job. The particular upstream job will trigger the another job. Okay. In upstream job, we have a build related one. Example, it will clone the repository. It will build the code. And then it will push the particular code to the either, it will be generate jar or warple and it will push to either Nexus or JFrog. That is, we can call it as the upstream job. Once we complete the upstream job, I need to run the downstream job as well. That is related to deployment part. Okay. Taking that particular jar or warfare, and then we need to deploy in the either Tomcat, either in EKS. Okay, whatever. Okay, clear, right? If in case if we created the Docker image and push to Docker Hub, we will be deploy that particular in the Kubernetes as well. This is the upstream and downstream job. Example I can showcase here, and then I will also show you practical as well. Example, you have a job A, that is upstream job. Once you complete this one, depends on condition you have configured. Whether this particular job is succeed, then only I need to trigger the job B. Similar, in job B is upstream job, and I wanted to trigger the job C as well, downstream job. Okay, clear, right? And here you have to remember, depends on use cases, whether we wanted to maintain. Example, as I said, build job is upstream job, deployment job is downstream job. Okay, clear, right? And this particular downstream jobs we can configure it. One is build other projects, and also we can define inside the pipeline script as well. Okay, fine. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to showcase here we have a Jenkins, and then you can go here dashboard, and here we can see that user registration, and here we have a two options, two jobs, right? One is build job, second one is deployment job. Now what I'm going to do, you can go with build job. Remember guys, it's just dummy jobs. Okay, usually in real time also we'll be having build jobs and deployment jobs. Now what you have to do, go to the build job. As I said here build job is the upstream job. Okay, now here go to the configure, then inside this configure, as I said, we can configure inside the build other projects, and also if you want, if you are using Jenkins pipeline, right, inside the Jenkins file we can configure it. But in our case, we are going to discussing in the build other projects option. Okay, but now you can come here. Now you can come here. Where is that? Yeah, if you see here, build after other projects are built. Okay, now here what you have to do, here you need to mention that projects to watch, which one we need to watch. Okay, understand that? But here remember, if you feel like this is the if you think like this is the upstream job, then what you have to do, you have to go to the downstream job, you need to configuring it. Okay, what this option is, whatever you are mentioning here, if this job is succeed, then only this build job is running it. Okay, but in our case, what you have to do, we need to define, right? Then you can come down a little bit. Here we can see the post build actions, go to add post build actions, and here we can see that build other projects. Now you can click this one, and then what you have to do, here you need to mention that job name. What is the job name? Deploy -dev. Now you can select this one. Example, once our build job is completed, okay, then I need to run this Jenkins job, deployment job. And here you have to remember, depends on condition. If build stable, it means everything's fine, build is completed, this particular build job, then it will be run this particular Jenkins job. That is the deployment job. In case, if it's even our build is unstable, then if you want to be run it, then you can select this one. In case, even if the build is fails, I want to trigger this deployment job, then you can select this one. Usually in real time, depends on use cases. If any dependency in the build job, then always use the stable one. In case we don't have any dependency, whether build job is fail or not, doesn't matter. I need to run that deployment job, and then you can select the second or third option. Okay, now what I'm going to do, now you can click apply. Currently I'm selected the, if the builds fails, now you can apply, save it. Okay, super. Now if you see here, now we have done that user registration. This is a build job, and if you see here, what is the downstream job? Downstream job, here we can see that this is the downstream job. Here we mention that condition, if the Jenkins job build fail, then I need to trigger this particular deployment job. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to click this build with parameters, and the branch name, this one, branch is main branch. And here you have to remember my Jenkins job, Jenkins build job will be fail. Okay, some reasons, that is fine. But whether the downstream job is triggering or not, we need to see it. Okay, clear, right? Understand, right? We can wait for a few seconds. Let's see. If you see here, now still not yet, we don't have anything. And if you see here, upstream project is this one. Once this is completed, now this particular downstream job will be triggered. Okay, fine. Any questions now? Wait for a few seconds. The job, build job is going on. I know that it will be failed because we haven't, I mean, the DB is not running this particular user registration. That's why it will fail. Okay, fine. Now, if you see here, this build is failed, fine. Now you can go here. If you see here, the triggered, the deployment was triggered. Now you can go here, click this one, and here build job is completed, then it was triggered. If you see here, here also it is showing that started by upstream job. What is the upstream job? Upstream job is build job. That's why it is showing here. Okay, clear, right? And which build number in the upstream job? We have a build number 12, right? This particular build number 12, because of that one, this particular deployment job is running automatically. Okay, currently this deployment job, we don't have much configuration. That's why just it is triggered. Any questions? This is the one of the most important in interview level. Hey, is it possible to maintain, like, let's take example, I have a Jenkins job. Once this particular Jenkins job is completed, I need to trigger the another job automatically. Depends on my current job. Then we can inform to, we can use that upstream and downstream job using this one. If the upstream job is succeed, then the if you want to run the downstream job, we can define automatically, it will trigger. In case even though if it is failed, I want to trigger, then we can mention that a condition as well, whether stable, unstable, or will fail as well. Okay, clear, right? Any questions? Any questions? No, right? Fine. And again, I'm repeating this upstream job or downstream job usually when we will be use it. If you have a build job and deployment jobs, during that time will be build job. Once build job is completed, I need to deploy same thing in the either a Tomcat, either EKS, right? Then what we'll do, will be use upstream and downstream job. But the interview level most important. But when it comes to the real time, right? We won't be use much this particular upstream and downstream job. Okay, the reason I'm telling, we'll be maintaining, as I said earlier, we'll be maintaining one example, user registration is one of the microservice. Then what we'll do, we'll be create the one folder. Inside the folder, we'll be mention that one single build job for all the environments, and then we'll be create the deployment jobs. Example, deployment-dev, deployment-QA, deployment-UAT, pre-prod, prod, test, whatever. We'll be mention that. Okay, clear, right? Then once build job is completed, we'll be trigger the deployment job. Depends on our requirement, we'll be select that tags and everything. Okay, that's why we won't be use much in the real time upstream and downstream job. Usually, very long back we were using, when we were using that the freestyle job, right? During that time we were using this upstream and downstream job. But when it comes to that, currently most of the organizations are using Jenkins pipeline. That's why we are not much using that this upstream and downstream job. Okay, clear, right? Any questions now? Now we are going to discussing about setting up build pipeline. Let's see the demo so that you will get some idea. For that one, right here we have a Jenkins URL, jenkins.techworldwithmurali.in, and let's take example. If you take sample project, now you can click this one, and here if you observe here, if you go with anything here, are you able to see any pipeline view? You're not seeing any view, right? But now what I'm going to do for this sample project, I wanted to set up the view, okay, pipeline view. then what you have to do? First, you need to install the plugin. Now you can go here, dashboard, go to the manage Jenkins. Okay. And then you can come here, go to that plugins. Okay. Now, if you see here, and one more thing, guys, if you see here updates, there are a lot of updates came. Okay. Later we can discuss that one and go to that install one. First, we need to check it whether pipeline plugin is installed or not. You can go here. Pipeline. No, not yet installed. Now, what I'm going to do? Build pipeline. We have to use the build pipeline. Okay. Fine. Not installed. Now I'm going to go to the available plugins, and here you can type it, build pipeline. Okay, if you see here, this is the build pipeline. And here you have to remember this particular plugin was built around 9 months back, latest version release 9 months back. Okay, now you can select this one. Now you can click install. Okay, super. Now we have, it is installing the specific build pipeline plugin. Okay, wait for a few seconds. Remember one thing, 99% of the tools, plugins, you don't equate to restart the Jenkins. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, now you can go here, manage Jenkins. Okay. Now, if you see here, go to the dashboard, click the dashboard. Now, if you see here we have option plus, right? Click the plus. Here we can see that build pipeline view. Understand, right? When you install that particular build pipeline plugin, then you can see this option. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to setting up for a sample project, right? Now you can go here, sample -project. Okay. -pipeline view. Just I'm giving that pipeline view. Okay, super. Now you can select this one, right? Now you can select here, build pipeline view. Okay. Now you can click the create one. Now we have created this pipeline view. Now for which job you need to set up. For that one, you can come here, and here you can see that layout based on upstream and downstream only. And here most important, which job. And here I'm going to setting up for sample project, right? Select this sample project. Now what is happening here? I'm setting up the build pipeline view for this particular specific job only. Okay. Now you can come here and standard build only and restrict trigger most recent successful builds. I can click yes. And if you want to be always allow manual trigger pipeline steps. If you want, you can give it. Or else if you set up any webhook or something, Polysium, it is automatically trigger. And the number of display builds is here. I'm giving that maximum 5. Okay. And row headers, right? Just you can give it this one only, just a build pipeline number. And then here we can see the column headers, right? Here you can select just a build number, build name and number. Okay, fine. Now you can come here, reference frequency, every 3 seconds, it will automatically refresh the page. And then here console output, right? There are multiple light box, or if you want to see that the specific one in the new tab, you can, in the same tab also, you can select this one. Usually light box is fine. Now you can click the apply, save it. Okay, now we have done this one. Now, if you see here, when you click this one, and here we can see the view as well. If you see here, we can see the view. Understand, right? What exactly uses of this one? Now, if you go here we have a sample project, but we don't have any visibility, everything, whether succeed or fail. We can see it here, that is fine. But whether when it was run, okay, everything we want to see it here, right? You can come and you can see it here. This is the best practice always. Usually we'll go with this one. Okay, view option. And here we can see that when it was run, how much time and who is run, everything we can see it here as well. Okay, example, this particular build pipeline, if I run this one, if you see here, I'm running this one. Okay, it is automatically, if you see here, I'm running this one build now. If you run this one, or indirectly it will run this particular Jenkins job only. The reason, just we set up the view. Okay, if you run the Jenkins job from build pipeline view, indirectly it is triggering here only, because we mentioned, right, the particular job, which job we need to be triggered. That's why. Okay, understand, right? And here also we can see that who has triggered. Now you can go up a little bit. I triggered the Jenkins job. Okay, and here we can see that as well. Now you can see it here. Refresh this. Wait for a few seconds. And here we can see that it is still going on. Okay, understand? This is the pipeline view. And here you may ask question, Murli, still organizations are using? The reality, no. The reason, this pipeline view, very long back when we were not using Jenkins pipeline, Jenkins file related concepts, right? During that time, we were using build pipeline view only. But now most of the organizations are using Jenkins file, writing the Jenkins file and create the Jenkins pipeline. That's why we won't be use this build pipeline. And you may ask question, Murli, then why you have covered this topic? The reason, you may you may say, like, in interview level, I have 6 years, 10 years of experience in the DevOps, right? Then they may ask question related to this one to identify whether you really worked or not in the real time. That's why I have covered this one. In real time, we won't be use it, but interview level, mostly it is important. That's why I have covered this topic. Okay, clear, right? Understand, right? Again, I'm repeating, what are the major uses of this build pipeline? If you have a Jenkins job, you wanted to see the pipeline view, then what you can do, we can use the build pipeline. And remember, don't confuse. They may ask you interview level, hey, can you please tell me Jenkins pipeline overview? Then don't tell this build pipeline. Build pipeline just for viewing purpose only. Okay, Jenkins pipeline will be set up the everything step by step. Okay, it will be showcase that build job, deployment job, everything it will be. Whatever we will be write that stages, it will be displayed there. Okay, but still, again, I'm repeating, we won't be used in real time currently, but interview level most important. Okay, fine. Now we are going to discussing about sending notifications from Jenkins to Microsoft Teams. Let's see the demo so that you will get some idea. So here, example, we have a Jenkins job. Okay, example, you can take sample project. So whenever we trigger the Jenkins job, whenever we trigger the Jenkins job, when started the Jenkins job, and when the build is succeed or when build is fail, I need to send the notification to Microsoft Teams channel. Usually in the real time, right? Usually whenever we are practicing, just will be go here, build now, and we'll be go and check the logs. Okay, whether it is build succeed or not, we'll be wait for amount of time, and then we'll be verify, okay, this is succeed, that is fine. If it is failed, we'll be check the logs, and then we'll be re-trigger the job, or we'll be informed to developers. Example, if it is developer issue, if it is the DevOps issue, we'll be informed to, they will be informed to DevOps team. But the coming to the real time, right? Once they trigger the Jenkins job, they won't see it here. They won't see it here usually. Example, if I trigger now, when I trigger now, example, this is my Microsoft Teams. Okay. So here we'll be create one channel related to specific environment. As I said, the sample project is dev environment. So whenever someone is triggered the Jenkins job, instead of waiting here whether it is will succeed or not, failed or not, until waiting here, right? What you can do, if you set up integration with Microsoft Teams, if the build is failed, it will be showcase that error and the build is failed. So if it is related to DevOps engineer, developer will inform to DevOps team, just they will be tag it in this particular channel only. Instead of sharing this particular Jenkins URL, hey Murli, can you please take a look, this particular build is failing. It won't be happen in the real time usually. What we'll do, we'll be integrate. Example, if the organization using Microsoft Teams, whether if the organization using WebEx, right? They always integrate with that particular tool only. Okay, I will be showcase that so that you will get some idea what is the advantage of setting up that sending the notification to Microsoft Teams. Okay, fine. So here we have it DevOps 0 to Hero series day 20, and here I already done the documentation sending notification from Jenkins to Microsoft Teams. So first what you have to do, we need to be create the teams. Under Teams, we need to be create the channel. So there we need to create the connectors. There we need to select the Jenkins and we need to be configured. So now what I'm going to do, this is my Microsoft Teams. Remember guys, in real time, usually, example, if I'm working in techworldwithmurali company, my username will be like this, techworldwithmurali@techworldwithmurali.com. Example, Suresh is working, suresh@techworldwithmurali.com. Understand, right? Remember guys, this is a temporary, I have created the mail. In case if you have any questions, you can send the mail to techworldwithmurali@gmail.com, not the murali@techworldwithmurali.com. Okay, understand, right? Fine. So here in left side, if you select the teams, and here what I'm going to do, select this particular one, see all your teams, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to create the team, and also I'm going to create the channel, create the team. Example, we are working in the Tech World with Murali company, right? So just I'm giving the Tech World with Murali. Okay, we are creating the channel. Super. So here there are different ways. One is private, public, or organization, depends on your use cases. Will be keep it. Usually we always create the private only. Select this private, and then here I'm giving that channel name. Example, I'm creating for dev environment. Okay, dev environment. Okay, fine. So here you can create this particular one. Now what will happen, right? It will be create the team, under team it will be create the dev environment. If you see here, dev environment. Now what you have to do, whatever we have a Jenkins job, the particular Jenkins job, I need to send the notification to this particular channel, dev environment channel. Okay. So if someone is triggered the particular Jenkins job, I need to get the notification. If the build is failed, I need to get the notification. If build is started, I need to get the notification. Okay. So here we created the channel. Now what you have to do, if you go to the documentation, here we need to select the connectors, and then we need to configure, install the Jenkins, and then we need to be configure that particular one. So here what you can do, you can select that 3 icons, and here you can go with the manage channel. And here you can select that connectors. If you see here we can see the connectors, right? Click the edit one, and then here in the search box, right, you can type it Jenkins. You can type it Jenkins, and here you can see that we have a Jenkins connector. Just click this particular add one, and here you can go through this particular documentation. Just you can click this particular add one. Remember, when I add this particular Jenkins, right, it is added under this particular whatever we have a channel, that is dev environment. Okay. So in case if you create the QA environment, you have to do the same only. Okay. Now here it is asking the name. Example, I'm giving that name, that is Jenkins-notifications. You can give any name, guys. Just I'm giving this particular name, and then you can create this particular one. Click the create one. Now when you create this particular one, right, it will create the webhook URL. Just copy this particular webhook URL. Copy this particular webhook URL. You can mention here. If you see here, this is our webhook URL related to the particular channel. Now what you have to do, you need to be copy this particular webhook URL, and then we need to be configured inside the Jenkins job. Later sometime I will show you. Okay. Now this you copy the particular one, copy, and you can store somewhere, guys. Okay. Be careful. And then here also they have given the steps as well. So whatever we have steps, right, everything I'm going to showcase now. Now you can click this particular done. Okay. Now we have configured. If you see here, Jenkins is configured. Okay, awesome. Now what you have to do? This part is clear, right? Now what you have to do? Go to that Jenkins. This part is completed. We have created and we have copied the particular webhook URL as well. So now what you have to do now? There are two options. Inside the Jenkins, directly you can go to the configure. You can directly go to the configure. Inside the Jenkins job, we need to be define the particular one. But before going to define, right, you have to be install the one plugin. Go to the dashboard here. Go to the manage Jenkins. Go to the manage Jenkins, and here go to the plugins. You have to be install the Office 365 one. I already installed. Go to the installed one, and here you can type it Office 365 connectors. Remember, guys, you need to be install this particular plugin. I already installed. If you are not installed, go to the available, and then here you can search with the Office 365 connector. You can install the particular one. Okay. In my case, I already installed it. Okay. Now what you have to do, go to that Jenkins job, and here you can see that sample project, and then here you can go with the configure. Okay. Now wait for a few seconds, it is loading. And if you see here, once you install the particular plugin, and here you can see that Office 365 connector, and here you have an option like add webhook. Select this particular add webhook. Here you need to provide your webhook URL. So earlier I have copied the particular webhook URL related to dev environment, right? Just copy this one, go here, and then you can paste here. Okay, now here if you want, you can give it. Example, I'm giving that dev. You can give any name because we have mentioned this particular URL is related to dev, right? Dev environment, that particular channel, right? That's why I have mentioned that dev. Okay, fine. Now we can click the advanced one. Here, most important, we have configured that webhook. I understood. Here, which situation I need to get the notification. If you see here, notify build start. Example, if I trigger this particular Jenkins job, I need to get the notification in this particular dev environment channel. Dev environment channel. Okay. Now here, example, I'm selecting here, build start. If someone is build aborted, I need to get that particular one. If build is failure, I need to get the particular one. Unstable, back to normal, I need to get the notification. Depends on your use cases, guys. You can select anything. In my case, I have selected one is build start, build failure, build success, unstable, back to normal. Okay. Now you can save this one. Okay. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm click the build now. If you see here, build number 8, click the build now. Build number 8, guys. If you see here, build number 8. Yeah, build number 8. It is triggered by Moola Muralidhar Reddy. If you see here, started by Moola Muralidhar Reddy. Okay, fine. Now if you go here, here you can see that build is started. Notification from the specific job name. What is the job name? Sample-project. It is started. What is the build number? Build number is, it is showcasing the status is started because we selected notify start as well, right? That's why it is showcasing the status is started. And here you can see the remarks. Who started? Moola Muralidhar Reddy. Myself, I have started. In case, if you want to go to the particular Jenkins job URL, right? Here you can see that view build. When you click this particular one, it is automatically redirect to this particular Jenkins URL. You don't require to ask developer, hey, can you please provide this particular Jenkins URL, which build is failed? Okay, you don't require, just you can click this particular one, it will build. Once build is succeed, right? Here you can see that build is success. And latest build also, that particular build 8 number only, build success, who has done everything, can able to see it here. Okay, clear, right? Any questions now? Any questions now? Clear, right? Any questions now? Now this part is clear. We have configured. Awesome. Now we got that notification. So it is started the notification. When you start the Jenkins job, I got the started notification. Once build is succeed, I got the completion notification, build success notification. Now what I'm going to do, I wanted to give the wrong configuration. Okay, let's see. Click the configure. Okay. You can select here, execute shell. Okay, just instead of shell command, I'm giving the just bat /opt. Example, guys. It should be failed, right? Build needs to be failed, right? That's why click this particular build now. Okay. Wait for 1 second, guys. If you see here, build number 9 is failed. Build number is 9 is failed. I understood. Instead of shell command, I have given the bat command for PowerShell. Just I wanted to show you, right, whether it really we are getting or not. Okay, if you see here, command not found, that's why it is getting that failure. If you see here, match status is failure. Now if you go here, and here we can see that. Go to the 9 one, right? If you see here, notification started the build. Okay, awesome. Now here you can see started, and who run this particular one? We run that particular one. But if you see here, build is failed. Build is failed. Understand that? Build is failed. Now the specific one is showcasing that build is failed. And there in that particular configuration, I have selected that if the build is failed also, I need to get the notification. That's why I got that particular one. Okay. Example, in the real time, we can compare with the real time. Okay. In real time, one of the developer, they have to trigger this particular Jenkins job. Okay. Build is failed. Now what developer will do, right? During that time, they won't be reach out to directly DevOps team. Just they will be tagged here. Example, if it is a DevOps group, right? They will be tagged like this, DevOps. In case if it is a Murli, in my case, I'm the only one guy, right? If you see here, just you can type it. Example, guys, this is the DevOps team. Example I'm telling guys. Okay. This is the DevOps group. What you can write, @DevOps, and then you can mention here. Can you please check this particular? Can you please check this? Can you please check this once? Okay. Now what we will do, right? Example, guys. One of the developer triggered the job. Build is failed. He has verified there is some issue with the DevOps side. Example, they are suspecting that DevOps issue. Then our build is failed, but they may not be aware what exactly why it is failing. Then what we'll do, right? They will be tag the DevOps team. Understand that? They will be tag the DevOps team. Example, techworldwithmurali is the DevOps team. Just consider as a DevOps group. Okay. Now what you can write? They will be like this. Now what will happen, right? Developers who are having this particular under this particular group, right? They will be get the notification. Who are available, they will be respond like, yeah, let me check. They will be respond like, let me check. So once they will be check it, example, Murli, myself, I am the DevOps team. So I will be respond here. Let me check. Once let me check, I will be check this particular URL and I will be go through this particular one. Is it really issue related to DevOps or is it related to developer issue? What exactly? We will be verified. Myself, I will be verified. Okay, myself, I will be verified. Then if it is a developer issue, I will be informed like here only in the same chat. Hey, can you please check? It looks like some of the misconfiguration, that's why it is failing. If it is a DevOps issue, we'll be check it. Yeah, we have fixed the particular issue. Can you please double check it? The build also failed. Build also succeed. Understand, right? We'll be do like this. Any questions now here? Any questions now? Now you understood, right? So this is the process of, that's why in real time, we always integrate with either Microsoft Teams, either WebEx, depends on projects using. Some of the projects using the Microsoft will be configure this Microsoft related one. Some of the projects, if they use WebEx, right, will be configure that WebEx integration with Jenkins integration with WebEx. Understand, right? So this is the process. What is the advantage here? You don't require to developer, they don't require to provide that Jenkins URL. Just they will be tagged here. Hey DevOps, hey Murli, hey Suresh, hey Naresh. Just they will be tagged. Can you please check this particular one? So immediately we'll be check it. Understand, right? Not only dev guys, any environment. Example, in your project having the different environments. Example, dev, test, QA, UAT, pre-prod, prod, whatever, right? All will be configured. Here you have to remember one thing. For the dev environment, we have created one channel. For the test, we'll be having the separate channel, guys. For QA, for UAT, pre-prod, prod, we'll be having the separate Jenkins jobs. Okay, and also we will be configured, build is started, build is failed, build is succeed, will be configured. Especially these three will be configured. Okay, in case if it is build fail, similar guys. In case instead of adding the DevOps team, if they wanted to target the specific engineer, example myself, example I'm a DevOps engineer from the techworldwithmurali. Example I'm telling. So what they will do, right? I'm the on call this week. Okay, then what we'll do, right? We will be they will be developers. They'll be tagged to, hey, @Murli, can you please check? Or @DevOps group, whatever their group. Some depends on project to project. Usually any project, right, having that DevOps group. In the particular DevOps group, all the DevOps engineers will be added to the particular group only. If you add it @DevOps, right, what will happen, right? Inside the DevOps, whoever available, right, everyone will get the notification. So it depends on whoever availability, they will be check the particular issue. Okay, clear, right? Any questions now? So guys, this is one of the most important. Really, whether you really worked or not, they can easy to identify asking this type of question. The reason, hey Murli, I have Jenkins job, I'm the developer, I have Jenkins job, the Jenkins job failed. How developer will reach out to DevOps team? Example, if it is the particular Jenkins job is failed, there is some issue, they are suspecting that some issue related to DevOps. How they will be reached out? If simply say like we'll be take the particular Jenkins URL and will be informed to developer, yes, we'll be do. That is a one option. But if currently most trending part, hey, usually we have integrated Jenkins with example Microsoft Teams. If the build is failed, there only will be tag the DevOps team. So that DevOps team will be check the particular Jenkins, and they will be verified. If it is related to DevOps team issue, they will be fixed. In case if it is related to developer or some other, they will be informed to respective team. So we'll be reach out to that particular team only. Okay, understand, right? Fine. Any questions now? So here one more thing, in case if you want to be set up the global level means there we have a configure system, and there will be configure that Office 365 connectors. But usually global level we won't be configure. The reason global level it will be support only one. Okay, that's why what we'll do, right? In real time we'll be having the different environments, right? So what we'll do, right? We'll be create different channels. We'll be copy the particular example. This is the dev related webhook one URL. So for this particular dev for QA we'll be having the different one. Will be maintained, and then depends on Jenkins job will be configure it. Especially guys, this particular webhook one is build job will be configured, and then deployment also will be configured. Example, dev, test, QA, UAT, pre-prod, prod will be having that different Jenkins jobs, right? So there will be define the particular configure it. Okay, dev related webhook will be configured with the dev channel only. Clear, right? And one more thing, usually majority of the organization, they won't be use freestyle job. They always use the Jenkins pipeline. It means Jenkins file. So for that one also we'll be configure this particular pipeline declarative related one. So later I will show you so that you will get some idea. But you understood, right? So what is the advantage of configuring Jenkins with example Microsoft Teams? So we can easy to tag them whoever developer if you are running from our side as a DevOps if you are running. Okay, in case if it is depending on specific engineer team, so we can tag them as well. Similar for developers also, once they trigger, if the build is failed, whatever we have a build failed one, right, there only will be tagged the particular engineers. Okay, again I'm repeating guys multiple times, one of the most important in real time, please try to understand whatever I have explained. If you're not understand properly, please watch again. Still, if you have any question, feel free to comment. I will try to respond as soon as possible as well. Okay, I will be clarify your doubts. Understood, right? If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me via LinkedIn, Instagram, Telegram. And also we have a Tech World with Murali website. In this website, I already published all the DevOps related courses. DevOps, AWS, Kubernetes, Terraform, AWS networking, DevOps hands-on projects. Here we have a 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year plans available. If you want, you can enroll here. And one more thing, remember guys, whatever I'm using this particular Microsoft Teams, right? Similar in real time also same only. We'll be accessing using example Murali. At that, Tech World with Murali is our company name. Example I'm telling guys. Tech World with Murali is our company name. Clear, right? Any other questions now? Fine. Thanks for watching this video. We'll see you next video.